Hello and welcome to Magical Travel Adventure. I am Lauren, your host, and today we are going to be talking about Coronado Springs and Gran Destino Tower at Disney World. If you are new here, hello, I am Lauren. I'm a travel advisor. I specialize in Disney destinations, Universal Studios, and cruising. I help you prioritize the vacation that you want so you have a relaxing vacation. So let's talk today all about Coronado Springs, which can be very confusing if you've never stayed here before. This is a whole video series I'm doing on all the different resorts at Walt Disney World, so please check them out because the whole reason for these videos is to help you figure out what resort are you going to stay at, because it makes a huge difference when you're staying at Walt Disney World. So, Coronado Springs and Gran Destino Tower. Sometimes people think they're two separate resorts, and they kind of are, but they kind of are not at all. They're all in the same location. So, this area over here, where this big tower is the Gran Destino Tower. Then this is a convention hotel. So, this tower was newly built, and then there is a large resort that is also Coronado Springs, all part of the same place. You just kind of have to understand how it works. So the El Centro is over here. Now, the check-in now, this doesn't show this resort very well, but the Gran Destino Tower is over here. That is where you are checking in, even if you are not staying in the tower area. This El Centro area is going to have all these different places where you can eat and shop and just hang around. Because this is the biggest convention place at Disney World, this is the convention center right behind here. There are often conventions here. I know, but a lot of the resorts at Disney World have convention hall space. So this one is like the top one because it has so many different room choices. I will not get into all the room choices. I think it has close to like 20 different room options. So you want to make sure that when you're picking what you're getting here, that you're getting what you want. It's super, super important. So you check in here, and then you have either gotten the casitas, which is over here, the ranchos, which are way out here. I know because I've stayed there. And then we have the cabanas over here. This area here is the main pool area for the whole resort. There are three smaller pool areas here. However, they're just square spaces with water. So this is the one that's going to have the water slide, that's going to have the theming, it's going to have more to it. And if you can't tell, this is a very spread out resort. This red dotted line is like a running path that's over a mile long. So there is a lot here. Now, something that is also missing from this map, because I don't have the most updated map, is there are bridges now that go over this water area. So no matter if I'm over here, I can take the bridge and get over to the casitas. I can take the bridge to cross over. So I don't have to walk all the way around to get here. So it is more efficient now with that bridge. And there's a special restaurant that's there too, which I'll talk about in a little bit. So some resort basics. This is a moderate resort. There are standard preferred tower rooms, suites, and club levels, and there's more categories in between all of that. There is a quick service location, table service location, lounges. There's 4 pool areas. I said 3, but there's 4, and bus transportation. Bus transportation is your only option here. Now, because I'm doing this on all the resort areas, the amenities that are for any resort, no matter where you're staying at Walt Disney World, there is a bell services, front desk staff, complimentary transportation to the parks and Disney Springs, a quick service dining location, multiple pools, arcades, a gift shop, and activities at the resort. The activities, the gift shops, the arcades, they're all going to vary depending on where you're staying, what time of month, year you're staying. So that's all going to change. So just so you know. Now let's look at some standard rooms. This is what a standard room looks like at Coronado Springs. You're going to have your 2 beds, a bathroom area here. In the tower, the rooms look very similar. This is a king size room, so don't think that you can only get a king size bed in here. This is just a different option than the two queen areas. They look pretty much the same to me, like the coloring, they just have like a little different features. So here's the king bed. You do get a couch here, and then this is a pull out, this is a chair, obviously. The desk area here takes the whole length. So if you're someone who needs to work, you can plug into the internet here. The internet is probably the fastest here than any resort. And you also could get this room in a two queen beds if you wanted also. Now, this is the bathroom. This is a tower bathroom picture. And I show this to you because in the tower, there are only showers available. There are no tub options. So if you are a family and you need that tub, do not book a tower room because you're not getting it. Okay, let's get into all the food options here. There are a lot. They're really nice. I love them all. I love this resort, but it's not for everyone. So the El Mercado is that quick service location. It's over in that central location area where kind of everything is. So if you're staying over in those ranchos, you're really staying out there. It's going to be about a 15-minute walk to get here. It went backwards, you know. They also have the quick service for Cafe Rick's. This is a quick grab and go place that you can get. It's really nice. It goes all the way back here, but they have really nice pastries and things like that. So it's nice. Then we actually have Rick's Sports Bar and Grill. This is a table service right next door that you can eat here throughout the day. It's open pretty late. A lot of the locations here are open later than some of the other resorts because it's a convention hotel. So sometimes things get out later. And when people need to eat, they just need things open later. This is that special restaurant that I said is over that water area. So there's 3 different bridges that merge and meet here, and there's outside seating. It is the best place ever if you can eat here. It's really nice. Now, if we're going back into that tower area, this is Toledo. This is open certain nights of the week, so you need to make sure you see if it's open. And it's all the way at the top of the tower. It is an elevated dining experience. It's really pretty. As you can see, like there are trees here. The decorations are stunning. And you get a nice view depending on where you are that you can see all around. This is Maya Grill. This is not in the tower, but this is back over by where all those quick service locations are located. And again, this is open on certain nights of the week, so make sure that you check to see when it's open. Dahlia Lounge, we're getting into the lounges now. This is at the top of the tower. This has an expansive outside deck area that you can go out onto, and you can also go inside. I have always found it super crowded no matter when I go. Everyone likes this area, just so you know. Then in the tower area, at the bottom of the tower area, there is Barcelona Lounge. And this lounge area is kind of different because it seems to always be open when I'm there. They kind of have a little grab and go area like right here, but it's like super limited. So it's often open that you can't always get alcohol, but you can definitely get something there in the morning. Out by the pool area by the big pool, the dig site pool, this is the Siesta Cantina. So I think this is probably the best poolside dining you can get at anywhere in Disney World. This is a great option. The bar is fun. The food, it has great options for you. So you definitely can enjoy yourself here. There's also the small Laguna bar area. It's a small bar area. It's kind of located, it's located around, this is an old picture. So, but this is open at certain times, normally later in the day, but it's just a nice outside seating area that you can go to. This is Panchito's Gifts and Sundries. This is the gift shop. It's not in the tower area. It's off to the side, that El Centro area where the quick service dining is located. And it's right there. Great options for gifts. This is the main pool area here. So you can go over here for the pool, and this is not a water slide. You don't walk up this or anything like that. The picture kind of, you kind of miss it with this option right here, but the water slide is like right behind this. So you would go in the back here, climb up and go down the water slide. This has nothing to do with the water slide, but it is a fun pool area. It's very large, lots of seating. Bus transportation here is bus. So you're going to be taking the bus. It is a large area, so there is internal bus transportation also. So you can check in your app to see when the next bus is coming at your local bus stop, and then just walk out to the bus stop and take one of the buses to get to Magic Kingdom, Epcot, Hollywood Studios, Animal Kingdom, or Disney Springs. It will also take you to the main building, but you have to make sure that you're getting on at the right spot, that you're not taking it to one of the parks first. So, pros and cons of Coronado Springs. This is sometimes hard for people to understand because Coronado Springs is a resort that when I was younger, I was like, who would stay there? That's a convention hotel. Like, that wasn't for like people to regularly stay in. That was just meant for conventioners. And over time, that's kind of changed, that people want to stay there. And so they've kind of morphed it. That's, the tower was built and it's kind of changed into something different. So some of the pros of staying at Coronado Springs is there's different options. The biggest option is that there's a moderate club level. So if you can't do that deluxe club level option, but you really want club level, there is an option that you can get club level in a moderate hotel. That is very unusual. The club lounge is amazing. You definitely, if you can do it, this would be something that I would do. They have great dining options. There's not one place there that I'm like, oh, I'm not going to eat there. I don't want to eat there. I want to eat there all the time. It's one of the reasons I don't want to stay there, because I won't leave the resort, because I'll just want to eat all the time. Their lounge areas are also great. I think, having the Dahlia Lounge in the tower up there to see those expansive views. There aren't a lot of towers at Walt Disney World. You have this one at Coronado Springs, the Grandestino Tower, and then you have it at Riviera Resort. Those are the only two hotels where you have that are above 2 flights or 2 floors. So you really get a view that you won't get anywhere else. And just like I said, there's great views from the tower. So even if you're staying in a tower room and you're higher up, you might be able to see fireworks from your room. Some of the cons are there are internal buses. So similar to Caribbean Beach, that you have that internal bus stop, you could wait for your bus for 20 minutes, get on the bus, be going around the different bus stops in your own at Coronado Springs, and then going to the parks. It could take you over an hour just to get to the parks, even once you're on the bus. So it's something to consider if you're going to be staying there. There are rooms that are far away from that building. I have stayed, I think, in one of the farthest rooms on property, and it's a distance. It's a very big distance. I would not want to do that with kids. I would not want to do that at the end of the night. So something to think about. And the theming is kind of limited. Like, you're not going to get anything like grand that you would at the value resorts. It's fine, but it's nothing spectacular, I don't find. And that's a taste thing. So, talking about Coronado Springs, reasons to stay here. If you need to work, I did a great video with one of the agents, Meredith, that I work with, and she talks about working, and I can attest because she's worked at Coronado Springs when I've been with her. The Wi-Fi is fantastic, even if you're super far away from the main building, because she had to work and do meetings there also. So the Wi-Fi is great. I think the business amenities are helpful here if you need to work. This resort has everything. You don't need to go anywhere else. I mean, obviously, if you want to go to the parks, then you have to leave. But everything is there. You have great dining, you have great lounges, you have great pools. So you have everything right there. It's definitely more towards an adult area space. You will see people dressed like they're going to conventions. You will see business suits, people dressed up like that, walking around, talking. It's either good or bad for you, but it's definitely geared towards more adult area spaces. and it can accommodate larger groups. So a lot of time as I've been there, it's been because I'm going with a larger group. So I'm not saying like 10 or 12 people either. I'm saying like 20 or 40 rooms. So if you have a group like that and you want to stay at Coronado Springs, you're more likely to get that space. Now, what clients say is it's a perfect adults trip. I get that a lot. It's perfect for adults, not really for kids. Adults seem to love this, especially people who have had their kids go off to college or they're not going with their kids on this trip. This is the resort they want to stay at. They want to enjoy those lounges, the bars, the restaurants that are here. They're just geared more towards adults. It's the rooms are super spread out, but the club level is fantastic, not fantastic-y, but that E is just in there for extra fantasticness. But everyone says that they love that club lounge. Like that's a whole reason to stay. A lot of the people that I book that go there also just stay in the tower. So if you're staying in the tower resort, you're right by everything else. There's hardly anything else that you really have to walk that much to. It's when you're staying in those outer location buildings that's where the walking and the more extensive the resort feels at that point. So it's all in how you're staying and where you're staying and what kind of room type you need that will make a difference if you're staying here. So I hope that this was helpful for you and this will help you decide if Coronado Springs is the right resort for you. You can always reach out and ask questions or ask them in the comments and I'd be happy to answer them. And until next time, I will see you on Magical